Hello, my Teaserking family. How is everybody today? I am fine. I'm getting better. So, quite the day we had yesterday. College, I kind of made some bad decisions. I like Colorado and the over. I took the over. I like Georgia and the over. I take the over. Not yesterday. Yesterday was like poetry in motion. Let's go through yesterday. So we start Thursday. We have Denver 33-10. We have Denver instead of the under, and it wins. Great defense from Denver and Spencer Rattler. We basically bet against, but didn't want to fuck with the over-under like we did the week prior. We stay away from Jacksonville, New England, because both quarterbacks suck. I did circle over 36, which would have won, but I didn't want to play it. Again, I can't trust either quarterback. They both are horrible. Seattle, Atlanta, I don't touch. I do like the over in the game because Seattle can score and they don't have a defense. Seattle wins 34-14 of 48. They needed 46, so it does go over. But I didn't play it. Again, Kirk Cousins, terrible. When are they going to go with Penix already? They're wasting time with Cousins. We know he sucks. Penix, we believe he's very good after what he did last year. So what are you waiting for? Why'd you sign Cousins in the first place is my question. Tennessee, Buffalo. I love Buffalo as a home favorite, but they were 9.5, so I didn't play them. They win easy, 34-10. Rudolph against Josh Allen. Rudolph, now we know why he's the third stringer. So Buffalo at home, they're a good home favorite. Cincinnati, Cleveland, the free game. I give you Cincinnati 31-13. They win 21-14. They didn't really score what they should have, but the spread was even. Watson hurts his Achilles. He's out, probably fake, so he doesn't have to play. Thompson, Robinson, and then the criminal Winston stealing the crab legs. That won't go away, Winston. So he comes in, they can't do shit. They score with like a minute left to make it 21-14. But since they had the game comfortably, even pre-game wins. Houston, Green Bay, Stroud and Love. We have the over 41.5 as a lock. They win 24-22, which was a 46. They didn't score much in the fourth quarter, but we got enough. Actually, we had the game won in the third quarter. 41 to 24-22. My score was 34-27. That'd be a close game. A lot of field goals, though, instead of the touchdowns. Miami, Indy, I don't play it. I like the game under 49.5. Indy wins 16-10. You got Huntley against Richardson. Why in God's name are they playing Richardson when you have Flacco? I mean, what Flacco's doing in the league, I don't know, but he's 10 times better than Richardson. Richardson's like 150 yards, and, it's a terrible game. It's not even professional, 16-10. Detroit Mini, this is the second lock. I also went over. I think I'm 44 or 45. They get a 60. It don't really matter. 31-29. My score was 31-28 Minnesota, and it ended 31-29 Detroit. How about them? I knew Mini would score without Hutchinson, and Detroit's going to score because that's, they've got a good offense. They just don't have a good defense. So 31-29, again, the over. And I like the pros. They're all in the 40s, and it's just find your good offense. Now, here's where I have to point out a roadblock. I got Mini as a 15 defense, and Detroit as an 18. Well, without Hutchinson, Detroit's 22-23. Well, Mini's a 15, and they put up 31 on them. And so you got to be careful ranking the defenses that they're really there. I mean, They don't have a 15 defense. And I noticed when they played Green Bay, it was 31-28. And I kind of took that score, 31-28, saying, well, they'll probably do the same thing, which basically they did. So be careful. You can't just use the numbers. That's why I hate algorithms and analytics. You can't just blindly look at the numbers going, oh, that's what I'll use. Doesn't work that way. Philly and the Giants, I do play this game under 42. I'm under 48. Hurts against Jones. I don't think Jones threw for 100 yards. Let's keep him in as a starter. 28-3 Philly. I got 20-13 Philly. We'll go through my scores in a minute. So 28-3, 31. I'm under 48. Another W. Oakland, LA. I like LA. I don't play it. I don't know why. O'Connor, he gets hurt. Minshew throws 3 picks. Stafford controls the game. I don't think Cooper Kupp. I have to look at the box score. LA wins 20-15, laying even. And the Raiders need a quarterback. But they got Brock Bowers. He caught 10 balls. Now you don't have Devontae Adams anymore. I don't know what the fuck you're doing. It seems like a stupid trade to not – now you need receivers. Well, if you know he's unhappy, maybe you drafted Brock Bowers. Maybe you draft a few kids from Texas Tech or something in the later rounds. Real quickly, gold, 27.25. It hit 27.40 today. Then the 10 o'clock drop to 27.20. I don't know what that's about at this point. And now back to 27. And silver, 33.86. It did hit 34, and then it's stopping. So I don't know what's going on there, but that's our gold and silver report. Back to football. Carolina, Washington. I escaped with my ass on this one. I locked the game over. I'm over 45. And on the second play, Daniels goes out with a rib injury. And it looked like he just twisted the rib. I don't know what he did. I don't think he got hit. He was at the 10-yard line going in. So my score, 37-24, Washington, a 61. We got 51. We're over 45. He gets hurt. I still get a 40-7. I get lucky. I get Carolina scores me 1 touchdown, which is all I wanted. And it was like 34-0, and then 37-0, then 37-7. And I go, well, good. I mean, Washington will kick a field goal for me. I doubt Carolina will. Well, about 4 minutes left. I get the field goal, 40-7. That was the game I was dying with. So first lock, Green Bay, Houston over. Second lock, Detroit Mini over. Third lock, Carolina, Washington over. 3 for 3. That's the way it should be. So meanwhile, I still haven't lost. Kansas City, San Francisco. I got 27-24 Kansas City. Score is 28-18 Kansas City. Mahomes as a dog is a no-brainer. Just bet it. If you lose, you lose. We're not going to win every bet we make, but if we get Mahomes as a dog, especially, McCaffrey's out, Purdy's okay, but KC's the better team here, and they're getting points, and you can't resist. So I took KC, getting 7.5. They win 28-18. Last game, the Jets and Pitt. Russell Wilson, I think he's going to play. He plays. I didn't understand the line. I got Pitt -3, Jets -2. I got the Jets winning, thinking it's Fields, 20-17. I bet on Pittsburgh. I was going to go. Now here's where it was. I was going to bet the over in the game, 32, but I didn't know if Russell Wilson was playing. So I ended up taking Pitt in 8.5 as opposed to the over-under from last week. And as soon as Russell Wilson's out there, I got a W. So they win 37-15. We're getting 8.5. So the locks are Detroit over, Green Bay, Houston over, and Washington, Carolina over. Now I'm getting like what's happening to Carolina's offense. Where's Andy Dalton? He's not doing anything. That's the point of the bet. They got a 34 defense, so that helped, but they're not scoring. And so I don't know if they got wise to Dalton or what. And anyway, so now I got to rethink Carolina. Terrible defense. They're now they are a Z team because Dalton scored them some points, is not scoring in points anymore. But we still got the W there. Pittsburgh got Russell Wilson now. So my outside bets, the 3 locks were Cincinnati, Philadelphia under, Kansas City, and Pittsburgh. Those were my 4 strong locks, strong plays with the 3 locks. So we got one more lock tonight. We got Baltimore, Tampa. Baltimore laying 3.5, 49. And we got San Diego 2.5, 40, I think 44 to Arizona. So we will see. Hopefully I go 4 for 4 in my locks. I hate this Monday night shit because I'm really hot on Sunday, right? I'm winning all my games. And now Monday's a new day. It's a new feel. And I hate this. I wish it was just all on Sunday like it used to be. Then I'd have a hot Sunday. I'd win everything. Now I got to hope I have a hot Monday. The theory's there. We'll see what happens. But otherwise, I hit everything. I mean, we start with Denver. I have Seattle over. I have Buffalo at home. I've got the under in the Miami game. I've got the Rams winning. And those I'm not even playing. See, that's where my confidence level is. Do I want to fuck with Miami and Indy? No. Do I want to fuck with Buffalo, Tennessee? Yeah, I probably should have played that, but I think it was 9.5, and I hate laying 3.5. And then Seattle, Atlanta, I don't know why I didn't play the game over. I think it was a 52, so over 46, and it was a 48. So that might be why. Jacksonville, New England, I wouldn't touch that game with a 10-foot pole. So here's my thinking. I have New Orleans -3 until Rattlers the quarter because they're at home. Denver ended up being a 3. My score is 21-14. They win 33-10. I got Jacksonville -4. They're 6.5. I got them winning 20-10. They win 32-16. Atlanta -3. Wasn't Atlanta -3. I have Atlanta winning 27-20. They lose 34-14. Buffalo, I got -7. They're -9.5. I have them winning by 10, 27-17. They win 34-10. Cincinnati, we all know. I was -6. It was -5.5. I have them winning 31-13. They win 21-14. Houston, Green Bay. I got Green Bay -4. It was only 2.5. I got them winning 34-27. They win 24-22. But I like Green Bay over a lot. And Houston, I don't love them, but Stroud is okay. He's not as good as people think he is. So it was enough, though. All I needed was 41. That was the driver in this game. Miami, Indy. I have Indy -3. It was -3. I have them winning 24-10. With Flacco, Richardson plays. I don't like Richardson, so I laid away. Detroit and Minnesota. First, I have Detroit -3, but I don't know Hutchinson's out. I did this in Europe. If I see Hutchinson's out, I make Minnesota -3. They're 1.5. I got Minnie winning 31-28, and Detroit won 31-29. The over was only 49, and then it went to 50, so it was a low. It was 43, and I go, well, I've got a 59 in there. That's easy. And they end up with a 60. Again, Detroit over team. They got a good offense. They're going to score, and their defense sucks. Minnesota is more of an A team. A good offense with Darnell and Jefferson, but their defense is confusing. It's a 15, hence, but not against Green Bay and now not against Detroit. So I think when you play these really strong offensive teams, Baltimore, Kansas City, you've got to be careful on your numbers because I think if you played San Diego or Denver or Oakland, yeah, they'll probably shut them down. But if you play these really good offenses, you're not going to shut them down. Philly and the Giants, I got Philly -4. They were -3. I got them winning 20-13. They win 28-3. Jones, 100 yards passing. I think we should give him a bonus. He's such a good quarterback, and I'm loving it. Just bet against him. If you want me to play, I'm not going to get upset that Jones is still there. I'm going to take advantage of it, and I'm going to bet these games under, especially against Philly, who has no offense for some reason. Well, they got 28. Oakland, LA, I got LA -3. They were -7. I got them winning 20-16. They win 20-15. Pretty fucking good. Carolina, Washington, Carolina and over, Washington and over. It's an easy over, should be. Although Daniels gets hurt the second play of the game, I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? But then I'm still seeing 27-0 at half, 34-37. They keep scoring. I'm like, wow. I assume Carolina kept going for it on fourth down and not getting. The question is, how good is Washington's defense? I got them as a 24, but they were a 30. I bet if I look the last 4 games, it's probably a 10. So I got to be careful going over with Washington. It's not as bad on defense as I thought, and we got to see about Daniels. But I got 37-24 Carolina or Washington winning, so it's a 61. Over under 51. I'm over 45, so it's a lock in the 40s. And then I get lucky and get 40-7. I was 37-7. I go, I need one more point, and I'm glad I get the field goal, and it goes 40-7, and 3 locks, 3 winners. The Niners, KC -4. For some reason, the Niners were favored. I have no idea. I got the Niners winning 27-24, and KC wins 28-18. All I can say is thank you, God, for letting Kansas City be the dog there. Haven't they learned? He was a dog to Baltimore. He was a dog to Buffalo. He was a dog in the Super Bowl, 3 wins, and now here's 4. But just keep playing him as a dog. I mean, there should be no question. There should be no thought process. There should be no, like, maybe Mahomes is playing. He's the dog. You bet Mahomes. It doesn't matter if he's got high school kids as the receivers. He will throw it to them, and they got pros on the receivers. So another easy one there, 28-18 KC. The Jets, Pitt, I got Pitt -3. The Jets were -2, 2.5. I have the Jets winning 20-17. I'm assuming Fields. I get Wilson, 37-15. Pittsburgh as a home dog. I loved him as a home dog. Rodgers doesn't look bad, but the receivers can't catch the ball. They hit their hands and they get interceptions. They're not Rodgers' fault. So Rodgers is playing in one level and the receivers suck. Tonight we got Baltimore, Tampa. I got Baltimore 3 and Baltimore's 3.5. I can't give you my score. And then we'll see how close I am. And San Diego, Arizona, San Diego's an under. I got Arizona -3. San Diego's -2.5. Herbert, I think, is playing against Murray. And I got this game, but this game's small. One of them's the lock. One of them's just a regular bet. Now let's look at next week. So I can't do my trends and stats because I got 2 games to fill in. We have no bye next week. So we start with mini LA. I'm assuming mini will be I don't want the line. I'm not looking at the line. I don't want to be influenced like it. I would say mini -5 maybe. We're not sure. I mean, you got Stafford. Did Cooper Kupp play? These are things we need to know. Is Cooper Kupp going to play? Maybe he's going to play next week against Mini. So Stafford against Darnold, good game. Philly against Cincinnati. I do not believe this is in London. I believe this is a normal 1:00 game. Look for Jacksonville to be extremely flat. Who do they play? They play Green Bay. They're going to get killed because they're on England time. for 2 weeks, right? Look at me. I'm still recovering and I'm here. I'm not playing football. Jacksonville's in big trouble. 2 weeks there. Philly, Cincinnati, I'd say Cincy by 3. I'll have to check the over-under, and we'll see what happens. I think this is a tight game. This is probably a tease the dog game, but we got to check injuries. Baltimore, Cleveland. Cleveland, Deshaun Watson's bye-bye with the Achilles. Thompson Robinson, he's a couple interceptions, and Winston be looking for crab legs. So let's see what happens with Baltimore tonight. I say Baltimore minus at least 7, although the game's in Cleveland. The way I see it, Baltimore will score, but you're not going to get any help from Cleveland. So it's going to be a hard over game because it's all one-sided. Then you probably go with Baltimore. That's kind of how I look at it. Is the other team going to score for me? Is Cleveland going to score for me? And I go, no way. Cleveland's not going to score, so it's a Baltimore play. Tennessee and Detroit. Detroit will be a 10-point favorite. Again, I haven't looked. I don't want to look. I would say Detroit's a 10-point favorite. I think they'll kill them. Tennessee, who's their quarterback? Tennessee, Mason Rudolph. I mean, as far as I know, they both suck. Detroit, okay, their lineman's out, but I don't think it'll matter in this game. Their secondary sucks, but again, it won't matter because Tennessee can't. They don't have an offense to matter. Really, they'd be a bottom half SEC team, Tennessee. I don't think they can beat college Tennessee, although college Tennessee's got problems. Their quarterback sucks. This is probably a blowout for Detroit, my guess. But again, depends what the line is. It could be 17. So that makes you rethink the bet. This is where the line. It's 7. It's a lock, -1. It's 17. It's probably not a play. Over under, I don't know. What's Tennessee going to give me? It's all going to be Detroit. Arizona, Miami. Miami sucks. I heard Tagliavua might come back next week. Why? They haven't won a game, and this guy's got 3 concussions now. He's going to come back. Really strange. Won't really matter. Arizona, Kyler Murray should have a big day because Miami stinks defensively. Again, this is a Riddler game. I don't know. What am I going to get with Miami? Who's their quarterback? Their defense sucks. What am I going to get with Arizona? Kyler Murray shows up sometimes, doesn't show up. You watch. I don't think he'll show up tonight. So we'll see. I think if Miami's favored, then I like Arizona as the dog, but I think Arizona is a 3-point favorite. The Jets in New England, the Jets should be a 7-point favorite. Drake May's terrible. Aaron Rodgers should have a big day with Devontae Adams. I'd say the Jets -7. They'll win. They should win comfortably. This is a game they have to have, and New England's terrible. Atlanta, Tampa. This should be a good game. I got Tampa. Let's call them -4. They're at home. Tampa plays tonight. We got to see what happens, injuries and stuff. And Atlanta, Kirk Cousins, we know sucks. So as long as they keep going to Kirk, it's a hard dog to play here because I want Penix in, and he can keep us close. Cousins, look at yesterday. He can't keep you close. Too many interceptions. Too many times he chokes. We all know he chokes. So I'm going to say Tampa 4. And we'll have to see. Again, you got to watch tonight's game, at least for injuries, and go, well, did they survive it? Green Bay, Jacksonville, Green Bay -10, easy. Green Bay should smoke them. Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence is horrible. No defense. Green Bay's playing really well. Again, am I going to get help from Jacksonville? So where I locked the Green Bay Houston over and the Green Bay Minnesota over. No, I actually took Minnesota in the points. I don't think I can get help from Jacksonville scoring. Jacksonville is all on London time. They're all fucked. So if we get a 7, we can get under 3. I think it's just a Green Bay play. Indy and Houston. Houston, 7 points over Indy. Richardson's terrible. Stroud's okay. He's average, nothing more. Houston should win the game. I'll say Houston by 6, and then I would tease them to under. But they don't have the defense. Indy, who knows with Richardson? So this is a tough game to play because you have no idea. The game could be 21-0 either team, and you wouldn't be surprised. New Orleans, San Diego. San Diego should be a 7, depending on what happens tonight. New Orleans. Who the hell? All I know is Rattler came in, did shit, and they brought in Hayner. Oh, and he threw for a touchdown. Why aren't you starting Hayner? What is this whole Rattler thing? Hayner was great at Fresno State. What the fuck are you doing? So get Hayner out there. And if you have Hayner out there, I could actually bet New Orleans is a live dog, not with Rattler. San Diego will blitz the shit out of Rattler. He won't throw for 75 yards. Hayner can handle it. So we got to see who the quarterback is. I'd say San Diego -7, depending on the quarterback. Again, this is the problem. Buffalo, Seattle. I would say Buffalo's a 3-point favorite and should be a high-scoring game. Seattle has no defense. Buffalo, explosive, not much of a defense. So if you have 2 good quarterbacks and you don't have a really good defense, you get a lot of points. Now, we got to see how many. My guess, 49. 49, Buffalo -3. I would go over. Denver, Carolina. What is with Carolina? Dalton comes in, they score, then they don't score. He played the whole game. He threw 3 picks, I believe. They got 7 freaking points. Denver, strong defense. Their defense looks dynamite. Nix is starting to run a little bit and pass. Denver will be a 7-point favorite, and I think Denver wins easy in this game. KC at Oakland. KC will be a 7-point favorite, probably in the mid-40s. It's Mahomes. It's Mahomes time. You get Mahomes under a field goal, don't even ask me. It's an automatic. The Bears in Washington. What's going on? How injured is Daniels? Daniels plays, they'll beat him. Daniels doesn't play. Marcus Mariota looked okay, but it was against Carolina. The Bears bring a good defense. I think with Mariota, it's a good under. Caleb can't do shit. Mariota can't do shit. Good defense for the Bears. Washington's playing good defense. I think this goes under. Dallas and the 49ers. 49ers got to be a 6-point favorite here. If they're 3.5 over KC, they're 6-7 over Dallas. It's just Dallas is so popular. It might be a 4. The Niners off of this loss, but they don't get Mahomes. They get Dak Prescott, who's like junior high. He's terrible. I think the Niners need to win, get the win. Dallas they couldn't win in the Big 12. Right? They couldn't beat Baylor. They couldn't beat Texas Tech. They couldn't beat anybody. Even Utah without Cam Rising could beat them. So I think the Niners, you get them under a field goal, probably a good play. Total, we'll have to see. I don't know. And the last game, Giants at Pitt. Pitt with Russell Wilson is a whole new ball game. I say Pitt will be a 7-point favorite. Probably an under game because the Giants aren't going to score. But if it's 7 and you can go to 1, it's a Pitt play. It's all the line and it's all who the fuck's quarterbacking. This is where it gets aggravating. You switch quarterbacks, and now I gotta who's the fucking quarterback? Marcus Mariota. Well, wait, I'm on Daniels. I don't know about Mariota. He sucked. So how do I play Mariota? And this is where you get in trouble is you don't know. Only multiply it by 100, and that's what the problem you have in college. At least I know who the quarterback's going to be in the pros. In college, I have no idea. You switch quarterbacks on me, I got to look in the box score and going, who's Charles? Why is he playing? They did that with UCF. It was Jefferson, and all of a sudden Thompson's the quarterback, and he's like a running quarterback like Jefferson. I was listening to some guy on the radio as I was driving to the pool, and he's saying, Well, Purdy's got to be more of a runner, because the new style of the NFL. And I go, yeah, but every team that does that loses. There's no new style. Oh, yeah, you got to get the advantage by having a running quarterback. And like, this is what you think is the advantage, not the passing quarterback that you can't cover the guy. So, I mean, if this is the idea going around the NFL that you need a running quarterback because then it's 10 blocking 11 and the quarterback's got to make a guy miss, and this is why we're going to it, man, these teams are in big trouble. They won't win anything. You can't. That's not how you play. You use the quarterback for the receivers. You don't. Oh, he's a good athlete, so we're going to use him because it'll be 10 on 10. Yeah, until you get into the red zone, it won't matter. And against a good team, he's not going to do shit. They've already devised how to handle that. And if he's not a good runner, it doesn't matter. So when I heard that, I almost drove off the road. Like, are you fucking kidding me? It's got nothing to do with Brock Purdy being a good runner. It's about Brock Purdy being a good passer. How's Daniel Jones doing? Oh, yeah, he throws for 100 yards a game. They lose every game. But he can run. Big fucking deal. Oh, my God. It's just infuriating listening to these idiots. It's like gold and everything. You listen to the idiots, it's very difficult. So that's next week's pros. So I got to bring in the stats, which I can't do till tomorrow night because I got 2 games. That's 4 teams that I don't want to use last week's stats. So I'll do it tomorrow morning. College, I've started putting in my stats. So I got my new stats, and then I've got to put in. So I did Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Then I went to the pool. I've got like a cold flu type where I've been tired and sneezing. I took 2 hot tubs and 2 saunas, and I feel a little bit better, still a little bit tired. So I will wrap up the college for next week after this. I'll put in. So what I do is I put in, what are they? Oh, they're an over team, defense, and then offensive yards. Sometimes they don't coordinate. Like Florida International is an over team with a 29 defense, but 304 yards of offense. That's not an over team. So I don't know what's going on there. Anyway. So again, I haven't put in the lines, my lines or theirs, and I don't want them. I will do it on my own. We start off Tuesday, tomorrow, Sam Houston against Florida International. Sam Houston's an E team, 25 defense, 361 yards, mostly running. Very good team, Sam Houston. Florida International, an over team with a 29 defense, 304. Superficially from the start, I go, oh, Sam Houston's going to be able to score against this 29 defense. Florida International, we got to see who the quarterback is. But I don't mind taking Sam Houston. They're a very good team. UTEP against LTAC, also on Tuesday. UTEP's a Z team, a 33 defense, 273 yards. They're the perfect Z team. No offense, no defense. Louisiana Tech's an under team, 24 defense, 307 yards. Neither team has any offense at all. So I got to see what the line is. I'd probably take LTAC at this point, because they should be able to move on UTEP's defense. But we've seen where it didn't work last week, so we'll see. The Wednesday games, Liberty against Kennesaw State. Liberty's the A team, the 21 defense, 444 yards. They're the best team in this Conference USA. Kennesaw State's a Z team, terrible team. Brother Rice High School could beat them by 2 touchdowns. They're a horrible team. 32 defense, 225 yards. Liberty's going to kill them. The problem's going to be, will the spread be under 30? Well, Liberty should win big time here. Middle Tennessee, Jacksonville State. This is the over team. Rich Rodriguez, Jacksonville State. Middle Tennessee's a Z team. 35 defense, 329. And Jacksonville State, an over team with 31 defense, 438 yards of offense. This should be a big game for Jacksonville State. They should be able to go up and down the field on this 35 defense, and the question will be Middle Tennessee. Are they going to, again, Jacksonville State's got a 31 defense, so it's not great. Thursday's game, Now, that's all I have for grading. I'll finish it later. Georgia Southern against Old D. This should be a good game. Georgia Southern, explosive team. Old D, I don't know. They beat Texas State. How the fuck did that happen? They don't have this killer defense. It's a decent defense, but they do tend to beat these good offensive teams. Syracuse and Pitt, Thursday night. I would say this should be, we got to look at the totals and the spread. This should be a dog. Pitt played Syracuse. Syracuse plays well, and they both have good offenses. Friday, Louisville and Boston College. Louisville played Miami to 100, and we locked the over in that game. BC's okay, but no, they're sliding down. Louisville is much the better team here. Boise and Vegas, my teams. What do? They play each other. I don't know. I gotta see the line and the total on this. My guess, Boise will be like a 4-point favorite and 67 total. There'll be points in this game. And our last game, the Big Ten Friday night that everybody hates, Rutgers and USC. Rutgers just lost to fucking UCLA. How could you lose to UCLA? What's going on with Rutgers? USC wins at home, lose on the road, although they lost to Penn State at home. They've now lost to Michigan, Minnesota, and Maryland, 3 shit teams on the road. And they lost the good Penn State team at home, 33-30. Depending on the spread, USC at home should win. Lincoln Riley needs to go. His little system doesn't work anymore. No running, no defense. Even with the UCLA defensive coordinator, they had Maryland 28-14, and Maryland won 29-28. Where was the defense? Where was the pressure? Terrible coaching. All right, that gets us into Saturday, and I need an apple. Questions, comments? Could be like a normal class. You can ask questions. All right, Saturday. We start in the East, North Carolina and Virginia. Should be a good game. Virginia's playing well. North Carolina kind of lost. Pretty decent running back overall. Not a great defense for either team. So we'll see. Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech. I'm highly interested in this line. And do I have my quarterback? Is King playing? Now, the backup didn't do too bad, but I want King in this game. This should be a high-scoring game, and this should be Georgia Tech can win it with King. I would expect VTech to be about a 7-8 point favorite. I would take Georgia Tech in 13 in a heartbeat if I have King. Now, I don't know. It was a late injury Friday night. He was playing Thursday night when I made the free pick, which ironically still won. He didn't is it a flu? What's this illness now? And they don't report injuries. I am blind to the injuries. It sucks. Let's make it even harder. We won't tell about the injuries. So we need King, and then this is a good play on Georgia Tech. Washington at Indiana. What do we say about Indiana? Oh my God, what a team! They're the best team in the Big Ten, I believe, including Oregon and Ohio State. what a team! What a coach! Very strong team. Washington got killed by Iowa. I'm hoping in this game's under 10, so I can keep it under a field goal. Indy's gonna kill them. I mean, don't fuck with this team. Oh my god. Nebraska to Ohio State. This is the big noon game. They're making a big deal about Ohio State's going to kill them. Look what Indiana just did to them. Wait till Ohio State has fun with them. They're looking at the plays going, oh, we can run this play that Indiana ran for a touchdown, and we'll run it. Ohio State, this will be a 20-point line, and my guess would be just lay the 20. What are you going to do with Nebraska? I mean, they've been exposed. No defense, no offense. Go Buckeyes. And this is their first game off of the loss. They will be pissed off. Buffalo and Ohio. Buffalo is pretty good. Ohio, I think, is an under team. That's what I'll have to go through. This is where I make my money is the MAC, right? Buffalo, Ohio. The over in the Central Michigan and Western Michigan game last week. They're both over teams, and they killed it. They went to 80. Those are things nobody knows, but me and you, I share. Buffalo, Ohio should be a low-scoring game, I think. Oklahoma against Old Mississippi. What do you do with Oklahoma? It's terrible. They have no offense. Their defense is okay. They have no coach. How long? Why is the coach still there? He clearly shows he doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's killed the offense. They had a decent defense, but South Carolina just destroyed them. And it was like, what, 37-9? So here you got Oklahoma going to Ole Miss. Ole Miss should light them up. Well, it's hard to light them up with this defense. So we'll see what we got. But Ole Miss should be a 20-point favorite, and you're fucked. How do you lay 20 to Oklahoma? You can go under with the game because Oklahoma's not going to help you. They'll get 6 points. Ole Miss has been not scoring because they haven't been playing Arkansas State. This is when you look at the last 4 conference games of Ole Miss and rescore them. And now you go, oh, they're really not a 50-10. They're really a 30-28. That's what you have to do now. You have to get the conference games, throw out the high school shit, throw out the, New Mexico State games, and you got to get to the conference games. And I'll have fun doing that this week. And then I'll use that as a buffer, so then I will be able to kind of use it next week. I won't have to do all this shit. But I think I got about 4 weeks. This is week 9 already. God, it flies by, doesn't it? My first thought is Ole Miss. Anything under 10 probably should be good. Oklahoma will not score. So it's hard to go over. It's either an under or it's Ole Miss. There's no way you can play Oklahoma. And I'm not sure you can play over because you're not going to get help by Oklahoma. You need 2 offensive teams. Detroit, Minnesota were both high-octane teams, hence the lock. Washington, Carolina should have been 2 high-octane teams. Miami of Florida against Louisville, 2 high-octane teams. That's how you go over. So you don't have that with Oklahoma. I'm not sure you have it with Mississippi either. Charlotte against Memphis. Charlotte stinks. Memphis should kill them. Notre Dame at Navy. Please, God, give me at least 10 with Navy. That could be our lock if we get enough points. Love Navy. They are very strong this year. They're passing more. Notre Dame usually beats them. Not this time. I think Navy wins the game straight up. I think if we can get 10, we get 16. It's the same as the Georgia Tech bet. Just give me more than 18, and I'll be locking the Navy. So we will see. Tulane and North Texas. Interesting. Tulane, very good team. North Texas, explosive as hell. That should have been a lock last week. I played North Texas getting 18 from Memphis for some reason. I thought they were out of their minds. They lost by 8. It's like 42-32, just about what you think. So here, they're at home to Tulane. Give me 10 again. Thank you. North Texas, very explosive team. They're going to score on you. They just don't have much of a defense. Tulane, pretty good defense, but I'll give me enough points with North Texas. I'll take them. Arkansas, Old Mississippi State. Old Mississippi State starting to score more. Arkansas, Bobby's team killed them, LSU. Mississippi State can hang around if you give us enough points. Georgia State, App State, Joey Aguilar's in big trouble. He's good, but the rest of the team sucks. I think they're a Z team now. No defense. Georgia State, not really. Georgia Southern's the better team, but App State's so bad. This is a tough one. CMU against Miami of Ohio. That's Central Michigan. Central is an over team. Miami of Ohio, pretty much an under team. Take the points if you get enough. Temple and East Car. Temple actually won a game last week. East Car, okay, nothing special. Hard to bet on. You just don't know what you're getting. Northwestern against Iowa. Iowa. How do you beat Washington like 48-10 and lose to Michigan State and not even really score? I mean, they got killed. How do you do that? What kind of coaching goes on here? I don't understand this. How do you beat Washington the way you did, and then same team goes to Michigan State and loses by 2 touchdowns? What the fuck's going on there? They got killed by Ohio State, beat Washington, got killed by Michigan State. They'll probably beat Northwestern. Are they only good at home? I guess. Maryland against Minnesota. Minnesota be a small favorite at home. They're a much better team at home, obviously. Maryland will be celebrating USC. I think Minnie wins this game. Eastern Michigan against Akron. Akron's the Z team. Eastern is a good scoring team. Depending on the line, we go against the Z team. Northern Illinois, Ball State. Northern Illinois, good defense. Doesn't score anymore. Ball State, kind of a weak team, bad defense. I can't trust Northern Illinois, so I don't know. Bowling Green and Toledo. Toledo is the better team. They're the ace of the MAC. If it's under 9, we can go under 3. That's about all I would do with this game. Kent against Western. Western's explosive over team. Kent is the Z team. Anything under 20, just go roll Western. Illinois goes to Oregon. Illinois just beat Michigan at home. They're going to be so flat in this game. And Oregon's a little worried now. See, the more scared Oregon is, the better they're going to play. Oh, my God, they beat Michigan. Oh, my God. So with that said, let's see what the spread is. I guess it'll be 20. Hard to say. Illinois, good defense, decent offense. Oregon, we know, very explosive offense. I'd say if you can get it under 10, it's an Oregon. And if you get it under 50, maybe it's an over. You always got to look at Oregon over, but they fucked Purdue 35-0. Wake Forest and Stanford. Stanford sucks. Wake Forest sucks. Good luck. Missouri and Alabama. Missouri's outstanding team. But there's something missing. They got Brady Cook, outstanding quarterback. What the fuck's wrong with Alabama? They lose to Tennessee and that quarterback? Are you kidding me? Try not to get personal here. And Missouri's gonna play them right down to the wire. Missouri can easily win this game. They're that good. Alabama, you lost to Vandy. You lost to Tennessee. You don't want to play the Titans. You don't want to play any Tennessee teams. I don't know. I probably need about over 14 to play Missouri. And there's probably better fish to fry than this game. Oak State and Baylor. My initial response is over if it's somewhere in the 60s. Oak State, great offense. They're looking for their defense. Same with Baylor. Baylor put up a 50 on Texas Tech. That was one of my locks. The over in the Baylor Texas Tech game. I love those overs in the Big 12. They end up with 80 points. The best overs are Kansas State. You don't think they're going to get over. They score 50 points. They're unbelievable. Texas Tech, TCU, same game. Give me anything in the 60s. It's an over. Tech, great running back, good quarterback, no defense. TCU, no defense. Should be very high scoring, but can we get something in the 60s? I mean, it could be 80 or, wouldn't surprise me. UTSA Tulsa, I don't know. UTSA got a little bit better last week. They actually won. Tulsa is terrible. I don't know. Southern Miss and James Madison. Southern Miss is the Z team, and James Madison's an over team. Let's see what the line. Will the line allow us to pile on James Madison or not? You can't go over in this game. You either go James Madison or you don't play it because you're not going to get help from Southern Miss. Rice and UConn. UConn's an over team, actually, although they lost to Wake last week. But they should handle Rice, who's terrible. Good game here. BYU, UCF. No, UCF changed quarterbacks from Jefferson to some guy named Thompson, who looks just like him. A big dude who can run. Can't pass, but he can run. BYU's undefeated. UCF lost to Colorado at home. BYU, strong defense. UCF, strong running offense. Gus Malzahn, our buddy. BYU will be ready for it. I don't know. I'd like the dog in the game, whoever it is. Oregon State, Cal, a good under team in Cal, good defense. Oregon State, my Vegas team took care of them last week. Probably be 28-24 type of game. See how many points we're getting. If we get Cal as the dog, we're going to jump on them. Texas at Vandy. Can somebody explain Vandy to me? You put up 40 on Alabama. You beat Kentucky, putting up it was like 19-10 over Kentucky. You play fucking Ball State and you win 28-10. I'm over 50 and you score 40 on Bama and you can't score 40 on Ball State, who gives up 46 a game. Are you kidding me? I don't know what the fuck to think about Vandy. Pavia played, they did enough to get their 28 and win, but they don't know how to really blow you out. Some coaches just don't know how to do it. Vandy's got one of them. My guess, Texas, 14. We see them lose to Alabama. Does Vandy have that type of defense? I don't believe they do. We saw Texas lose to Georgia, my mistake. Vandy, they're going to move the ball with Pavia. You move the ball in Alabama, you're moving the ball on Texas. Not on Ball State, but there. And you beat Kentucky. Vandy at home. Maybe they were looking ahead, I guess. I mean, they're in the playoff if they beat Texas, because you would have beaten Alabama and Texas. Yeah, you're in the playoff, Vanderbilt, even though you lost to Georgia State. Jesus Christ. I would say Texas 14. Give me Vandy in 20 at home. Yeah. Texas is showing you that in the easy part of their schedule, they blew out teams without quarterbacks. Georgia lit them up. You got Pavia who can light them up. They'll come up with a game plan to move on Texas. So they're a very live dog here. New Mexico, Colorado State. New Mexico is a strong over team. I called the 100-point game. I had 50 to 47. The game ended 50 to 45 last week. I was so proud of myself. But I didn't go over 78. It was a little bit much, but I did pick the score very closely in the 90s. So here we got New Mexico, a high-scoring team. Colorado State is a good team. I don't think they're that high scoring, but they'll score a lot on New Mexico because, they don't have defense. So it'll be Colorado State scoring, New Mexico scoring. Dapier, the quarterback's outstanding. So it's just going to be up and down the field. So this will be a curious total because Colorado State isn't that explosive offensively, but in this game they will be. Lou Monroe, South Alabama. Lou Monroe is one of these under teams, but they play very well. South Alabama was scoring and then don't score, and then they kind of score, and then you don't know what you're getting out of South Alabama. They're like Arizona tonight. Is Kyler Murray playing? Is he not playing? So we will see. Lou Monroe will give him a game, I believe. Florida State, Miami. How many is Miami going to win this one by? 60? Miami's going to kill him. It's in Miami. Is Ooglia Booglia back? That makes the bet even better. My thought is Miami 21. They're going to score 50 points on them because they're going to pile it on. Florida State can't do anything. No offense. The defense is okay, but not what it used to be. All Miami here. So let's hope we can get under 2 touchdowns here. Troy, Arkansas State, a nothing game. Troy, terrible. Arkansas State, not much better. It's hard to bet on these teams. What are you getting? Are you getting scores or are you not getting scores? You don't know. It's too hard. West Virginia, Arizona. West Virginia is high scoring. Arizona, I don't know what to make of them. They played Kansas State. They got 7. They played Colorado last week. They got 7. Fafita's the quarterback, but that's the second over he fucked me on because I'm expecting 30 points because he's a good quarterback. I'm getting nothing. I assume the coach is terrible. And again, getting fucked by the coach. We'll have to see what the spread is here. Utah goes to Houston. No Cam Rising. My thought is Houston's going to play Army football. They're going to run it down their throat and play strong defense. Houston doesn't have an offense, has a strong defense. This game will be 10-7 or something. This is an underplay, provided we're somewhere in the 40s. Utah State, Wyoming. Utah State, the other explosive team. Wyoming's a Z team. I assume Utah State will be a 10-point favorite. Probably a good play there. Michigan State. Can Michigan beat Michigan State? I don't think they can. I've called this since the beginning that State would beat them. You just fucking beat Iowa. And you knew you had Michigan coming up, and you still killed Iowa. Michigan State always plays well in this game. Michigan needs a new coach. The coach they got sucks. You just fucking lost to Illinois. You lost to Washington. You lost to Texas. You're going to have 7 or 8 losses. You got Oregon you're going to lose to. You got Ohio State you're going to lose to. I don't know if you get Penn State or not. I think they get Oregon next week. So it's lost to Michigan State, lost to Oregon, lost to Ohio State. You've already lost to Illinois. Michigan is not the team. Well, they are the team from last year. They didn't play anybody, so that's why you didn't know how good they were. My guess is Michigan State, Michigan -7. I love Michigan State as the dog. Penn State, Wisconsin, very interesting game. Wisconsin's playing well. They got a new quarterback for Van Dyke's injury. Penn State's not as good on the road. This is a very even game. My guess is Penn State will be a 4 to 7 point favorite. And it's hard to bet against Penn State in this situation, but Wisconsin, if I can get more than 10, I think it's a decent bet. We'll look at the total. Something in the 40s, I think we can go over. Penn State will score. Look at the USC game was 33-30. I think you'll get somewhere like that. Bobby's team, LSU, goes to Texas A&M. A&M's a good team. LSU, very good team. They're not that good, but they're good. They've only lost once. They haven't played Alabama, Georgia yet. They lost to USC somehow. If they played them again, they'd kill them. My guess would be A&M 3-point favorite. Then give me LSU as the dog, but LSU might be a 3-point favorite because Bobby always runs around fucking with the point spread. I think I take the dog here. Brian Kelly, you got to love him. Good offensive coordinator. Good. He'll throw the ball in A&M. I don't know about a total in this game, but I think if I can get LSU as a dog, I like it. Auburn and Kentucky. Kentucky, no offense. Good defense, I guess. Although, where was it last week? Florida. Holy shit. What's up? 49 on Kentucky. This is where you get fucked up. You see, Florida can't do shit. They play Tennessee fairly well. They kill Kentucky with that defense. Kentucky, you don't know, and then they lose to Vanderbilt, and then they get killed by Florida. Now they get Auburn, who's a decent team. Probably a tease the dog game and maybe an under if it's high enough. SMU Duke, this should be an easy one. SMU all the way. Duke's okay. SMU's went into Louisville and won. So I definitely like SMU. Anything under 3, definitely. Let's see. Let's pray that the spread's 7. This is how we pick our locks. It's based on the line. Give me a line, I can lock. If you make it 21, I can't play the game. But if you give me 7, I can lock it. This should be about 7 to 10 points. Kansas State. Kansas is starting to play. Kansas State always plays. This is a Kansas State rivalry. They always win it. My guess is Kansas State will be 10-point favorites. Probably an over in the game. We got to see what the total is. Kansas is starting to score. Kansas State always lights it up. So we'll see. San Jose State, Fresno State. This is Fresno State will be favored, and I like San Jose State as the dog in this one. Cincinnati and Colorado. Very interesting. Colorado will be a 7-point favorite, and I like Cincinnati. Cincinnati is a very strong team. Good quarterback, good defense, good coaching, a very live dog here. Colorado showing a defense. This could be an under game, depending what the total is. All of a sudden, Colorado's playing defense. They played it against UCF, and then they played it last week against whomever the hell they played. Let's see. Arizona. Fafita didn't do shit. I mean, that game was 34-7, and how does Arizona only get 7 points? So you got to adjust to Arizona's new coach. He doesn't know what he's doing. You can't assume all the coaches know what they're doing because obviously they don't. Washington State, San Diego State, Washington State, pretty good team. San Diego State sucks and under. Washington State blew out somebody last week. Look for them. And Nevada against Hawaii. Nevada has been scoring with Lewis. The quarterback, Hawaii, is not scoring. I don't understand it. They're actually an under team. Pretty good defense, no scoring. Nevada's a very live dog here if we got them as a dog. So that's next week's college. I will fill in the rest of the A's, Z's, W's for the teams with their defenses. So the theory is UTEP's a 33 defense. LTAC is a 24, but they're an under team. I want to bet against the 33 defense. I want to bet again. I want to bet Liberty with an A team against Tennessee State as a 32 defense because they're not going to stop them. They don't have a defense. They give up 32 a game. Liberty's going to score and score and score, and that's what we want. The defense isn't really strong enough to stop us. But the spread's going to be in the 20s because Liberty's a strong team and Tennessee State's terrible. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking to bet against the 30, 35 defenses. We did it last week with Vanderbilt. We locked it. A 46 defense in Bowling Green, and they only scored 28 points. It's, dude, you put up 40 against Alabama, and you can't put up 40 against Ball State. I mean, I don't even know what to think about that. It's like, are you kidding me? So anyway, that's the object. We don't want to play good teams against 10 defenses. The problem is the 10 defense real? So in the Indy Nebraska game, Nebraska's got an 11 defense and Indy's got a 9. I'm going, well, I can't. I'm a little scared to take Indy -1s. I'm going to play the game under, thinking Nebraska's got an 11 defense. By the time it's over, Nebraska's probably got a 20 defense. They gave up 56 points to Indy. Indy's an excellent team, and I know that. And I was frustrated because I know I should have played Indy -1. But that's ridiculous. Nebraska with an 11 defense that doesn't show up. So that's really the problem. Indy's very good at balanced running and passing. So, excuse me. This has been my problem. I got this little cold. I feel better mentally. I was kind of out of it Friday, I think. And so I'm better that way. A little bit nasal, but I'm getting much better after the hot tub and everything. But I'm still sneezing a little. So that's what we have to see. We're using this as the logic. Oh, they have a 10 defense. They have a 30 defense. We watched Alabama, Georgia play a 75. Oh, well, Alabama, Georgia's got Texas. Texas can light it up. I'm going to go over and do shit. Because they played a bunch of shit teams. Alabama, Tennessee. Now we see Tennessee's got this really strong defense and no offense. The quarterback on Tennessee missed 3 or 4 wide open receivers. He overthrows them. Game should have gone over easily. But we assume Alabama doesn't have a defense after what Georgia and Vanderbilt did to them. I immediately said they're an over team. And then I immediately said Georgia's an over team. But now they're not. It's really tough. You almost have to just do the Mahomes rule. Oh, Georgia's a dog? I'm playing Georgia. Alabama was a dog to Georgia? I'm playing the dog. I wanted the dog in that game. I would have taken it if Alabama was a 2. We would have won with Georgia an 8. But I got Georgia as the favorite, and because it was revenge, I didn't want Alabama in 7, which, I know too much sometimes. So stick with Mahomes and Burrow as dogs. You can't go wrong. Maybe Josh Allen. Try to go like that. Russell Wilson will be a very live dog now. See, Russell Wilson gives us more options to bet now. We got Russell Wilson and this killer defense. They're not going to lose again. They're going to kill Baltimore because he's better than Lamar. Because they want to run Lamar thinking, oh, we need the 11th guy to run. But they never ask the question, does it work? Right? So the question is, we need the quarterback running, so it's 11 on 11, it's 10 blockers against 11. And then the quarterback makes a move. Not Brock Purdy's not going to do that. Plus, all your 10 blockers aren't going to knock the 11 guys. There will be guys that get through. And then the guy who's the running quarterback can't throw the ball. So now they're going to be on the line and they don't have to guard the guys because the receivers don't ever catch the ball because it won't be close to them. So that's the part they're missing. They want to do it, but does it work? No, it doesn't. It does with a few quarterbacks, very few. It's more like Mahomes can throw the ball. He can run for a few yards, but look at Milrose. Milrose trying to run. Tennessee balled him up, didn't do shit. Georgia, you got a good quarterback. He threw the ball all over Texas. So who said Texas was number one? Who did they beat? Michigan? Well, so did Illinois, and Michigan State's about to beat them, and so did Washington, and. So Michigan's not a very good team. So the fact that Texas beat them doesn't mean shit, which again is the point. So we got to really try to look at the conference games now, or at least the last 5, and get a better feel for the teams. And that's what I do here. Silver 33.74, gold 27.19. They're just fucking around with it. So if I go into the game, so here I can look at the last 5 games and I can go, oh, Baltimore, 23, 38 by Cincinnati, 10 by Buffalo. I won all 3 overs, 25 to Dallas, and 23 to the Raiders. So they don't really have a great defense. Actually, 26 for the Raiders. So when you really look at them, they're what, 26, 50, 60, 100, 120 divided by 5. They're about a 28 defense, 27. And that's now what you use instead of the whole 7-8 weeks, because week 1 and week 2 don't really count. And then Tampa, you do the same thing and you go, well, Tampa scored 51, scored 30, scored 33 on Philly, scored 7 on Denver, and scored 20 on Detroit. So, all of a sudden they're like a 40-point offense. Defensively, they gave up 27, 36, 16, 26, and 16. So they're in the mid-20s there. So that's the real team. And then the question is, okay, now we can believe that. And who do we have here? So Tampa playing Atlanta is probably close. Philly, Detroit, so it's probably pretty close to those type of games. So instead of looking at 7 weeks of stats, 6 weeks now, we look at the last 5 or the last 6. Pro is a little different. You don't have the high school teams, but you do have the Jacksonvilles and some of those crap teams. But Miami. So you're getting better teams. So you're getting a better feel of what are my expectations on these games? What do I think Baltimore, what do I think Tampa Bay is going to do? That's what you're trying to do, right? We don't know. but we got to use variables to figure out, well, wait, look at Detroit, Minnesota. Well, Detroit, is going to score a ton. And without Hutchinson, they're going to give up a ton. So you can make the overplay there because Minnesota is looking good. Dalton's Darnold looks like a real quarterback now. And Detroit's got a real offense, just no defense. So it was a perfect injury. It helps the offense. It helps the over. So that's what you're looking for is a nice injury, to a key defensive player, Lawrence Taylor or something. He's out. Now they're going to be able to score points. And that's kind of what you look at. So you can see these last 5 or 6 games. Now, I still think in the pros, I can use the total kind of, pretty much. But in college, I can't. In college, there's too many week ones where they play the high school team and then they play the Arkansas State game. So I'm only going back 4 or 5. So I kind of go through each game and I go, okay. And it takes a little bit more time, but it usually now I have an idea based on watching the replays what I'm going to do. Syracuse Pitt, I got a pretty good idea. Pitt's going to score. Holstein, their quarterback's really good. Syracuse has been scoring the Vegas game. So I have a pretty good idea watching these other games what I got. But now there's no way to look for injuries. I think you can Google. I tried Googling quarterback injuries. It gives me covers, which doesn't give me shit. So I knew Rising was out. I knew Arizona State's quarterback was out. And there was one other, and the Georgia Tech quarterback. So I knew those 3 quarterbacks were out. The rest I had no idea, and there's no way to find out. Even if I Google, show me injured starting quarterbacks in college this week, it goes to covers, which doesn't give me shit. So now they don't have to report injuries. It's like Vegas at its finest. Oh, I didn't know the star quarterback for LSU was out. As you got LSU, assuming the quarterback's playing. Anyway, so we'll get more into it. I got to put my own lines in and my own trends, and then we try to go against weakness of the Z teams. It's a lot easier in pros, as I just showed you. Going 8-0, 2 picks today. One's a lock. I'd love to go 10-0. I'd love to really run the table, which I do about 4 times a year. Usually in the pros. I do it in college too, but college is a little different to run the table. But pros, I'll do it 3-4 times. I'll just go 10-0, 9-1. It requires the right matchups. Right, Detroit, Minnesota over. Okay, there you go. But if Detroit plays Tennessee, I don't have the right match. I can't go over on the game. Maybe I can if it's low enough, but I'm not going to get help from Tennessee. So it depends on who's playing who. Detroit, Green Bay, that'll probably be a lock over. 2 good offensive teams. That's what you want, and you got to find it. I don't consider the Bears a great offensive team, so that won't be happening. Detroit, Chicago will not be a lock over. That I guarantee you. And then we got to watch injuries. Pittsburgh, Russell Wilson, thank you. Tennessee, Mason Rudolph, yeah. Cleveland, who's the quarterback? Thompson Robinson, I don't know. And the problem is the GM, when they said Deshaun Watson's the best chance to win, is because he had shit on the bench. Is Tay coming back this week? He sucks anyway, but is he coming back? We will see. So that's what we've got here. I always got to check in on my gold. So tomorrow is the BRICS summit. So I'm surprised the U.S. is doing their derivatives today because they're all going to get pounded tomorrow. Silver 33.76, which is supposed to go to the moon, Once it cleared 32.75, all of a sudden, new derivatives. Mark McGuire is wrong. So we will see. But we just know you can't hold on to the dollar. There was Rick Rude doing, these stocks are going to go 10 times. And I'm like, are you out of your fucking mind? The market's about to crash. Ain't no stocks going 10 times. Be careful with these guys. These guys are just trying to get clicks and views. They don't know what they're talking about. Right? Rick Rude is an idiot. He's a credit analyst. He's not an economist. He doesn't even understand inflation, nor does he understand the stocks look 10. Yeah, only if somebody bids them. But if the market's crashing, nobody's buying stocks. And understand, it is not prices going up at the grocery store. It's the value of the dollar dropping. Very simple. The dollar is worth a penny, which doesn't make prices go up. It's the value of the dollar going down. So the money's worth less. So you got to pay more for stuff because the money's worth less. Very simple. Not hard to figure out. So anyway, that's what we have. And a bunch of idiot Keynesians running everything. It's like Daniel Jones, and you're wondering why you can't win a game, and that's what you got. Daniel Jones basically is the U.S.'s quarterback, and he's an idiot and he's terrible, and we can't fire him. So it's a problem. So what we're doing is the only thing we can is getting out of the dollar into gold and silver, and that's all you can do, and just wait. And again, this is price fixed bullshit derivative pricing, not free market physical pricing, which is 10 times to 20 times higher. So I went and bought 20 ounces of silver on Saturday. I have silver, but it was just simply, this is a joke. It should be 50 today because it went over 32.75. So I'm like, why isn't this happening? They're still trying to keep the price down. What the fuck? How does Mark McGuire say 32.75 and then it goes to 33 and why isn't it going? Oh, they placed new derivatives in. Well, of course they did, you idiot. So let's hope that the gold backed currency comes out tomorrow. I'm 50-50 now with Mark McGuire. People think it might not because the the CIA will start killing everybody. But that wouldn't surprise me at all. But we'll see. It's supposed to come out because really Russia and China have to do it. It's the only way they can. It's the only way they can do it. Their dollars are worth. I was watching something where they're coming out with this digital. What do you call it? What do you call the general ledger crap? And so they can trade to each other in the currencies in bricks. Well, there's only one problem. If their dollars aren't backed by gold, it will never hold. None of the dollars have a value because they're not backed by gold, except for this BRICS gold backed currency, hopefully being put out tomorrow, which is supposed to be. So when you do a blockchain and you say, well, we're going to use all the BRICS currencies can trade with each other. They don't have to use USD. You don't need a blockchain for it. And guess what? If the money's not backed by gold, it's still worthless. You cannot just have money without it being backed by anything, and will have no value. So if this is their thing to have a blockchain, which is just a general ledger, which is no big deal, and so China can trade with Saudi Arabia, get oil, or India can trade with Russia. It ain't going to last because the dollars aren't worth anything. It has to be gold back, which I think will be brought out tomorrow. I think Russia and China are smart enough to understand that. Otherwise, why has China got 60,000 tons of gold if they don't understand that? So that's what I'm looking at. There was one thing by Egon I want to play.
why should you hold your reserves in a currency that is declining by the day? And also, why should you hold your reserves in a currency where the country attacks other countries and confiscates dollar holdings, like Russia, for example, for war reasons or whatever? Why would you hold your reserves with a country that can take it away from you at any point in time? So what is happening now, and this is why we're seeing this shift, it's a slow shift, but it's happening, into gold by central banks and out of U.S. treasuries. We see in the statistics, we see in the graphs, central banks are buying more gold, they are selling treasuries. When I say central banks, no Western bank, of course, they haven't woken up to the fact yet. These are Eastern central banks, Southern central banks, Middle East central banks, etc. Not yet Western central banks. They will. Why should you hold your reserves in a currency that is declining further?
You telling me again. There's another Egon I wanted to watch.
Central banks are not stupid. They don't rush into the market and buy what they need. They do it gradually, and that's the best way also. You don't want any sudden spikes. They're going to continue to buy mainly off the market also, so people don't see it happening even, because 3,000 tons that is being produced by the mines of gold every year, 3,000 tons are already being taken up now by investors. So the increased demand, there isn't enough gold today's prices. Just China last year took 15 to 1,700 tons of gold, and then central banks another 15 to 1,700 tons. So you've got 3,000 tons just between those two. Investment demand that's going to come from institutions, from individuals, etc., and the increased demand from central banks. And so all of that can only be satisfied by a higher gold price, not by more gold being produced. That's why gold is going to be gradually revalued by multiples. Central banks are not stupid. They don't rush into the market and buy one.
That's what we're looking at. You can't print the money to nothing and nobody will notice. These bankers know what they're doing, as do we. Let's see. Mark McGuire doesn't know what he's talking about anymore. I'm very disappointed with him. He really doesn't get it.
You mentioned the 0.5% allocation to gold financially worldwide. What was the historic percent allocation throughout prior to the 90s, prior to the 80s? Do you think it will retrace back to those levels?
Well, it's been much higher. But in 1980, it was 5%, for example. It's been much higher, and there have been times there have been 20% in history. Gold is unloved and undervalued, just as it was in 2002. We went into gold heavily. When you go into an investment, you buy when it's unloved and undervalued. It's still today. The amount of money printing and growth in money supply that we've seen since 2002, and gold was $300, is still cheap today, and basically the same value as it was in 2002 at $300. Gold is very cheap today. Anybody who waits to buy now because they hope the price is going to come down, then they're making a mistake. You shouldn't buy gold on price. You should buy for wealth preservation purposes, not worry about the short-term timing of it, because gold is likely to go up by multiples from here. Someone will say gold.
That's the bottom line, because Stone Cold said so. And here's China's problem.
Is the money in the bank still safe? Could it be wiped out overnight? These questions, which have caused panic among people in China, have been widely discussed and circulated in recent days.
Coming here.
On September 27th, a person in Huizhou, Guangdong province, went to a Bank of China branch to withdraw 100,000 yuan, but they were only allowed to take out 3,000 yuan. When they posted a video, they shared that they had their ID card and bank card with them, but the bank staff still required additional verification from a third party.
I can't even withdraw my own money. Even with my ID card, I can't get it. That money is for an emergency. You deposit 100,000 yuan, and the most you could withdraw is 3,000. You can't transfer via WeChat, so you have to queue at the bank again.
On the 28th, the person who posted the video explained that when they tried to withdraw the money, the staff asked where the money came from. They said it was transferred by a friend for urgent use. Their friend was present and showed the transfer record and a photo of their ID. However, the bank staff said they needed the original ID card. So the friend had to go home and retrieve their ID for verification, and only then was the withdrawal completed. The poster also remarked, "Luckily, my friend lives nearby. If they lived hundreds of kilometers away, what would have been the point of getting the money out in an emergency?" The person involved.
Coming to a theater near you. So China's saying, thanks for the money, but we're not going to let you have it. It'll happen here. This is why you don't trust the banks. This is why you don't trust the stock market. Well, I want to sell my 1,000 shares of Apple at $150. Sorry, you can't. We can only give you 10 shares, but it's mine. No, it's not yours. The stocks are not yours. They're whoever, E-Trader, whoever, which is now JP Morgan. Be careful. The banks will not give you the money. They will say, well, I got 100 grand in there. Well, look what's happening in China. You won't be able to get it out. So this is when you deal with a communist country. So all you guys want communism. You want Kamala Harris as your president. This is what you'll get. You'll get communism. She wants to do price controls. That's communist. That's not free market. Free market is whatever it sells for. I did well in my interview. My next interview is Thursday with the director of finance. So I'm excited for that. Thursday at 2. Seems like a really good chance at Tenneco. So I'm excited about that. Good pay. I can actually pay off some debt and buy more gold, which is priority on the list before it's gone. I went to buy the silver on, I think, Saturday or Friday. I don't remember. And he didn't have a lot of silver, and he had very little gold. He had about 8 1/10 ounces. He had nothing over a tenth of an ounce. And I wasn't interested. I wanted to buy the silver because it's so cheap. This is why I bought all my gold and silver already at very low prices. Just now I'm sitting back, oh yeah, prices can go up. I'm full. I ate dinner early. So as Egon says, I went and bought. I didn't care about price. It was what I could get. And now that the price is going up, I don't need to buy. Now, if I get this job, I'll probably buy a little bit more, but I can't buy what I could. 2,000 an ounce. I could buy 5 ounces for 10 grand. Now it's almost 3,000 an ounce. I can buy 3 ounces. And it's about buying ounces. It's not about what you pay for the ounce. You're not income averaging. The biggest confusing is gold is not stock. Gold is an investment like a Rolex. If you see a Rolex, you buy it. It is not Apple stock or Amazon or any of those. People get confused. Well, there's no dividend. Is there a dividend on a Rolex? Is there a dividend on a Mantle card? Yet they go up to $500,000-$600,000. Is there a dividend there? No. But they make money. Isn't that why you invest? Isn't that what an investment is, to make money? So that's really what's happening. So again, Bitcoin is not money. It's, I guess, like a stock, if I had to put it, or like an invest. It's not even like a stock. It's like a baseball card. And that's it. It's not money. You can't go to the grocery store and use it, or to the restaurant and use it. And to most places, you want to buy airplane tickets or go in Italy and get a hotel room, you're not going to use Bitcoin. So don't fool yourself into thinking it's money. It's not. You can fool yourself in that it's an investment, but wouldn't you rather have the Mahomes card than a digital nothing? This is my concern with Bitcoin. It's not real if you can't touch it. I'm one that believes I believe that this is real because I have it. And after yesterday, it's gone up a little bit, I'm sure. But because I have it and it's 50 count, I can hold it. Nobody can take it from me. Nobody can say it's worthless. It'll be worthless in dollars and revalued in gold-backed dollars, but I have it, right? Do you want a digital Mahomes card that 1,000 other people have with you? This is what I don't trust about the digital, just like an ETF. Yeah, there's about 10,000 people with your ounce of gold, so it's not yours, but we're pricing it like that. And all these charges, ETFs are the biggest scam. These people should all be in jail. This Sprott and this Rick Rude and all these guys, and it's just terrible. And it's funny, then you hear these guys, we got the all-star cast, we got Rick Rude, and we got Sprout, and we got this and that, and they're all a bunch of fucking loser assholes who are just Ponzi scheming you, who can't explain shit. Well, we look at the CPI index. Fuck that. That's nothing. That has got no bearing on anything. The CPI index. Oh, God. Anyway, so I think that's about it. So be careful. Tomorrow is D-Day, October 22nd. We've been waiting for this for a couple months. I will look on YouTube for the news because you're not going to see it on CNBC or MSN or Fox or any of those. Will not say boo about it. We'll have to find somebody. Hopefully Egon does something on it tomorrow, or Mark McGuire only does every other Friday, so it's really stupid. Some news like this, Mark McGuire should be doing a show. I'll do a show, of course, but hopefully I can find that out. I'll ask Daria if there's anything in her paper on BRICS gold-backed currency, because she should know. And I don't know if I'll be able to help her anymore, because if they go BRICS gold-back, I'll need $100,000 to give her rent, to give her $200. I won't be able to. Anyway, that's about it. So we talked football. I got to finish up my football, which I will do now. I'll probably nap because I'm tired because of I don't know if it's the trip or I caught this cold or whatever. Probably caught it on the plane. I flew back Wednesday, and then Friday I got really tired. So let's call it the plane. I did take the hot tub and the steam to kind of sweat it out. So hopefully we'll be better tomorrow. And anyway, we will see. So still waiting to meet Daria. Jenna, I don't think I'll meet anymore. I don't like the way she's talking to me. And I'm like, no, you don't talk to me that way. So I'm kind of not talking to her. And she's like, why aren't you talking to me? I'm like, go fuck off. You can't treat me like that. There's one rule I have is you don't lie to me and you don't disrespect me. And if you do, you won't hear from me again. And she did. And I'm like, you got to pay the penalty. You can't talk disrespectful to me and expect me to keep talking to you. Anyway, so the interview is Thursday, I think at 2. And I look forward to it. And I'm not intimidated. If you do interview with vice presidents or directors, it's just another guy. It's just like here. I don't know who any of you are. If you're presidents of companies, VPs, to me, you're a guy who we talk football or we talk cold. Pat, Luke, I don't care about that. It doesn't matter. I focus on the talk. So the interview will be about that. And I had a really good thought about the resume. Instead of going through each job, what I say is, I worked 5 years at GM and another 5 at Ford and 4 at Mercedes. So I kind of combine them because I worked like a year and a half here at Ford and then a year and a half at GM and then another year at Ford, another year at GM. I just say I worked 5 years at each, and then Mercedes shows 4 years. And it's much better exclusive. So that I think is a better way to represent the resume than trying to get into each job. Well, this was fine, but they ran out of money at Harley and COVID at Mercedes, and the others were 1-year contracts and who the fuck cares? But when you lump it into 5 years here and 5 years there, it just sounds better, right? And that's the idea. So looking forward to it. It seems real positive. I got to the finance director finally. I'd interviewed for this job like 3 months ago or 2 months ago, and I heard nothing. And okay, it's on hold. Bobby Bo, hey, and I heard, and we'll interview. The director will interview you. 2 months later, I'm finally getting the interview. Well, kind of, but it's there. But go ahead, you can ask questions. The interview went fine. I have the second interview with the director on Thursday at 2:00. And we have bricks tomorrow, gold-backed currency, supposedly. We will wait and see. They might say it's coming. We'll roll it out in a month or 2 months, or we're rolling it out tomorrow. I don't know. But they need it because of all the sanctions. They need it out. And I heard about this currency that's coming out, but they're not backing it by gold. It's so China can trade with Saudi Arabia and India. Well, if the dollars aren't backed by gold, it doesn't matter. It's still worthless. You need it backed by gold to keep it, which I assume is what they're going to announce tomorrow. But anyway, that's where we go. I ran the table yesterday, hitting everything, and I got a strong play tonight. And my locks won yesterday. Detroit over, Washington over, and Green Bay over. So it's 3-0 on the locks, 8-0 on everything. I think 9-0 if we include Denver on Thursday. Well, I am surprised silver didn't really move.
You mentioned a 0.5% allocation.
Shut up. I thought we'd see a higher silver price today. See, it's at 33.66. I don't know why it's not at 40. Supposedly, there's nothing blocking it now over 32.75. Gold, they're just fucking around 27.16. I don't know what they're doing derivatives. It's going to be going up, not down. Who the fuck would short it? Eddie Murphy must be looking at the wrong crop report. So 27.16. It's still up $2 for today. I went to the silver store. I bought 20 ounces of silver. I paid $33.50 for it. He actually ran out. I wanted. He didn't have enough of good quality silver. Some of it was dirty. Some of it had people like Angelina on the back. I don't want that. So I did buy a few of the dollar Liberties, but it was only $38. So it was only $3 more. I said, fuck, for $10, I'll buy 3 of them. But I'd rather have those than 30 ones. And he had no gold. He just had 1/10 of an ounce golds. That's it. I think people are catching on going, maybe I shouldn't sell it now. It keeps going up. Or they've already sold everything and they don't have anything left to sell, in which case they're all shooting themselves going, fuck, what an idiot. I sold at 2,300. Mark McGuggly. Bobby Bo, LSU wins again. Anyway, I got homework to do, filling in everything. I'm really prepared for the interview. As I said, it's easier just to say I worked at GM on 3 different contracts for 5 years than to break into each contract. Bama sucks bad. My Georgia team showed up. What the hell happened to Vandy against Ball State with the 49 defense, and they only scored 28? But Vandy's got Texas this week. Let's see them. They can win that game for sure. Missouri gets Alabama this week, so some good games. Well, it's hard to stop LSU's passing attack. The question is their defense stopping Milrose will be the question. Well, you can't make Georgia a dog. I mean, it's as simple as that. You got to be careful who you make a dog. I don't know if you listen to Sundays. I said you got to take Mahomes as the dog, and Mahomes comes through again as the dog. So it's basically simple. You see Mahomes as the dog, you bet your house on Mahomes. Enough said. Joe Burrow, enough said. You get them as dogs, it's a simple bet. Not Lamar, but Burrow and any of these stars, they're going to win as the dog. All the analysts picked Texas, and I put Georgia in 3 different bets. Did you see what the refs did? What game? Which game, Bobby? You can't just say, did you see what the refs did? I mean, there's. I assume you're talking in the Texas-Georgia game, but I don't know what you're talking about. Spell it out for me. Some of you guys do that to me. Did you see this? I'm like, well, what? What is it? They made a call against Texas. Then the fans threw beer. Oh, yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I did see that. And Kirby's freaking out going, what do you mean you changed the call? I don't remember if it was interference or something, but yeah, pretty lame referees. They were literally bullied by the fans. They should be fired. I agree with you. So what happened to Jalen Daniels? He plays two plays, has a rib issue at the 10-yard line going in. I still get the over with Mariota, still gets me 40 points, and my over was 45, and I get the 47. I don't know how. I can't believe I won the over without Daniels. That was the bet, was Daniels going to light him up for 40, and Mariota lit him up for 40. I hope he's okay. Russell Wilson looked mighty good. Don't fuck with Russell Wilson. It's interesting. If they play Denver, it's going to be really interesting because Denver looks pretty good with Bo Nix. And I'm waiting for Atlanta to go to Penix because Cousins sucks. I mean, he's winning all these games close, and then he gets in against Seattle, and they get blown out. Okay, at what point? It's like Daniel Jones. At what point do you realize he sucks? Yeah, I saw that. Hope my guy is good. He's a great young player. Yeah, he's him and Penix are the top 2 quarterbacks. Why they're not? What are they wasting time with Penix? I don't know. If they want to win, put Penix out there. Washington, now they look like they have a good defense, and they look like a real good team. They're going to kill Dallas. I can't wait for that. Now, it was weird. He was doing a running play, and it didn't look like he got really hit. It looked like he got pulled or stretched, and then his rib hurt. So I don't know how bad that injury is. Hopefully he's back this week, taping it up, and off he goes. They need him, especially against Dallas and Philly and those teams. Anyway, so tomorrow's D-Day, gold and silver through the roof. So like I said, the guy just had a few tenth of an ounce, nothing more. And even the silver, I had to go to the case to pull out the Eagles because they were in mint, but the others that he's getting were not. But for $3, it's like, okay, I'll pay the extra $9, $10 for the Liberty Eagles, not the scratched up or, dirty, are you going to give me the full price for these? Oh, yeah, sure we will. Yeah, sure you will. You're going to say they're dirty, so I'm not taking a chance. For $3, I'll be fine. And I love when I go onto eBay and you'll see an eagle for 2,900, and then you'll see the Cougar at like 2,860. And I'm going, but an ounce of gold's an ounce of gold. You don't care if it's a Cougar, a Maple Leaf, or $1. Why are they different prices? You're buying 1 ounce of gold, and it should all be the same price. It's not different when it's listed at 27.30. That's not U.S. Maple Leaf or Cougar. I don't know what the fuck's going on there, but that should get corrected when Russia runs it. Is the dollar going to crash tomorrow? No, I don't think it'll happen that quickly, but it's well on its way. No, I mean, I think an apple. I needed something. I have a lot of veggies, so I make omelets or I make salads, and it just gets to the point where I need something to eat. I'm hungry, and I don't want to eat pie and cake and ice cream. So today I was at the store. I ran out of my pita breads, and I got a pita, and I got a couple of apples and a couple of bananas, and that's it. Anyway, I got a call from the recruiter. I was excited. She says, "It's Heather." I go, "Oh, good." I was expecting something, an email or something. So she's Thursday. What time Thursday? She says, "Whenever you want. I'll be there when you want it." The problem is my phone is still on Italy time. I'll show you the invite. It's really weird. Maybe you can help me with this, Bobby Bum. I feel a man of your character can help me with this. So if you look at it, it says 8 to 9, but it's really 2 to 3 because Italy's 6 hours ahead. For some reason, it's showing 8 to 9 in there, even though my time says 3:29, which is correct. So this is Italy time, and this is that. So I told her on the first one, is it 7 o'clock or 1 o'clock? It's 1 o'clock. Now I get it. It's really 2 to 3, but it shows 8 to 9 because my phone's still on Italy time, which I don't know how to get out of because I kept the phone on Michigan time, so it should be there. So I don't know what to do with it, but I'm smart enough to figure out, oh, no, it's 2 to 3. So I'm excited for that. I'll probably go get Boneyard after to celebrate, get some chicken and ribs. And anyway, so that's Thursday. Today's Monday. I'll do a little look, but there's really not much to look at. I did take notes. I was taking notes in the interview. So I said, who's your competition? He says, NGK. Never heard of them. Who's NGK? But look at the question I asked. Who's your competition? Are you priced? In other words, what are they selling? Whatever the fuck you're selling. Are they selling at $100? Are you at 80, 90, 100, 110? What I teach you guys, right? If the market's here and you're selling there, you got to raise your price. And if the market is here and you're selling here and the competition's there, you got to lower your price. Simple things like that. I was trying to show off my economic skill and tell the guy, look, I'll make you a lot more money by just getting you to market prices. What's the market for your stuff? I'm sure nobody does that. They might think they do, some company like GM maybe, but GM can just walk into other dealerships. They can walk into Ford and Toyota, go, they're still not the same cars. The question is, what does the market want to pay for your car? These are spark plugs. This is Champion spark plugs. I didn't even know we still use spark plugs in our car. Anyways, that's what it is. So, I feel very good about this. They were really excited I was still available. So we'll see what happens. They want somebody older who knows what's going on. They probably tried young kids or they didn't try anybody. And now it'll be 3 days in the office. It's a couple miles from the coin store. So I know where I'll be at lunch the days I work. And it'll be nice to get a real paycheck. I can pay down some credit cards because basically I get Social Security and then I get the football money. And then it's what do I do with the rest is just simply well, I'll hit the credit card instead of paying it, and then I have to take money out. So I built the credit card, and then the vacation didn't help. So I'll start taking paychecks into the credit cards, getting them down. But soon it'll be wiped out anyway. But I do want to buy more gold now that I'm working. It'll help if hopefully I'm working. Anyway, being stoic with Jenna, I assume she's suffering war depression because she's kind of snooty and kind of cold and kind of like you can see she's drinking a lot. You can see it's probably from the war. And so I had to be very stoic and not really jump on her about don't talk to me that way. But I'm doing that now. She said I have a chest pain, and I said I have a puncture, and I says, "What's wrong? Are you in pain?" "No." "Well, what is it?" She says, "Read it. Just go online and read it." I'm like, "I don't know what the fuck it is." So she says, do you live in a jungle? You can't read it?" And I'm like, "Okay, that's it. That's it. You're fucking with me too much. I take you on trips. I help you, and you're gonna fuck with me? No, that doesn't work." So she's calling me. I'm not answering. I'm like, no. We don't play like that. I'm stoic. I just say that's enough's enough, and you walk away. You don't. What am I going to argue with her for? I mean, that's ridiculous. Yeah, Jenna. She said she needs a puncture in her ribs. She needs to get her chest punctured. I said, "Why? Are you in pain?" She says, "No." Then she says, "Well, I have a cyst there." Now, my answer is use castor oil on it. It's supposed to be good for bones, spurs, and cysts. But since you don't want to listen to me and you want to listen to your doctor, then go fuck yourself. I don't advise without listening to the doctors. So she needs to get it punctured. Fine, go. Enjoy. I mean, don't fuck it. Don't fuck with me. You can't fuck with me. That's why I got divorced. That's why I didn't talk to my mom for a long time. It's bullshit. I don't play those games. You want to fuck with me? You don't want to, be nice and you want to be like mean to me? I don't play. Okay, I'm walking away. Goodbye. Daria never fucks around like that. She's always very, how are you? I love you. And she's always very good. So again, waiting to meet Daria. Are we waiting for the war to get over or what? I probably can't go to Russia because my money wouldn't be good. So it's either Turkey or Serbia. Hopefully Christmas time when her mother can watch the daughter. So hopefully that'll happen in the winter. I got to meet her to make sure she's not like Jenna, where she seems nice and you meet her and then she does all this bullshit. The difference is Jenna can speak English fairly well. Daria, I don't think can. So we'll be writing in WhatsApp a lot, but that's okay. I can say, let's go eat and let's go shop and draw little pictures of a shopping bag or take a picture. And you want to go shopping? You want to go to the pool? Just with pictures, we'll figure it out. But she knows, a little bit of English. That's the thing. But I don't care. As long as she's nice, we don't need communication. What good does it do for you? Well, it's the attitude that she has. And she was drinking an awful lot there. Every day we'd go buy a bottle of, what did she call it? Prosecco. This is what it was. It was a black bottle with a yellow label about probably like this, like a 2-liter. So it was called Prosecco. It was a wine, I guess. She'd go through one a day. And then when we'd go out to dinner, she'd go through 2 or 3 glasses. So it really wasn't I thought she drank a lot. And I thought she smoked a tremendous amount. Now, I'm assuming it's because of the war, so I didn't say anything. I don't, she's with me for peace, but she's bitching at me. Like there was a city, I kept saying it wrong because I'm reading it, right? So in America, It was Positano, and it's really pronounced Positano. But the way it read, it was Tano. So I'm doing Positano for tan. And she kept going, Howard, it's Positano. And I'm like, who gives a fuck? I don't give a fuck what it is. We both know what I'm talking about, and who cares? And she kept doing that shit. Howard, yeah, Howard. I'm like, okay, now you're sounding like my mother, who I didn't speak to for 10 years because she started talking to me like that. So this is why I'm all pissed at Jenna. Like, okay, that's why you play Daria. I got Daria I can go visit. If I can, I still don't want to visit with you, Jenna. If you're going to do this shit, I give you a nice trip to Italy and you're going to fuck around I got their name wrong. Meanwhile, I got you a nice hotel. I got transportation from the airport to the hotel and then back when I'm not even there. Then I get you to a hotel in Warsaw and then the train home and the taxis and the food. You want to fuck with me? Good luck. Go get some other idiot to do that. What does Jenna want? Did she get mad when you suggested you were taking shots? No, I wasn't taking shots. She wants to get married, and I don't want to get married to her. I want to marry Daria if I can ever meet her. So she said to me, I said, I got something for you. I had gold. And she said, a ring? And I said, no. So I think she's upset. I don't want to marry her. But there's no way I can because she lives in the Ukraine. She owns her apartment, and I'm not living in a war because Zelensky will put me in the army and I'll die. So I can't live in the Ukraine, obviously, which means she has to live here, but she won't live here because of her family. She's got 2 sons and her sister and some other friends and relatives in the Ukraine. So we're going to get married and what? I'm going to live here and you're going to live there? I don't think so. And so there's nothing I can do. I'm not, with Daria, I would move to Russia because I want that BRICS gold-backed currency. But that's it. I mean, there's no way I can go to the Ukraine, and who knows when the war will end. So that's what she wants, but I don't want that. Not with her anyway. I'm not sure I want to get married, but if I do, it's going to be to Daria. That's the only, if we can ever meet, of course. I wasn't taking. Oh no, alcohol? No, I don't drink. Oh no, I don't take shots of liquor. I drink my Coke Zero and my water. That's all I drink because I can't take the sugar. Between my gout and I don't really want to get diabetics. My dad died of diabetes in his 60s, so I'm being very careful with that. So I try to stay away from the sugar. I have a little bit. I think we got champagne one day, so I had a little drink of that. And I don't want her to sit there and go, "Oh, you're not drinking." Well, fuck you. I don't want to drink. Stop telling me what to do. I think that's my biggest. I am smart enough to do it's just like football. If I want to bet on Kansas City with Mahomes as the dog, fuck you. That's who I'm betting on. I don't want to hear the bet Frisco. I make up my mind. That's what I want to do, and leave me alone. It's my life, and that's what I'm going to do. And I don't understand when people try to, like she said, why don't you ever get anything else? You get meat and chicken. They didn't have a lot of chicken, and I get fish. Like, why don't you get spaghetti? It's a lot of carbs. I don't want the carbs, even in Italy. I want to. So I didn't get that much meat, but they didn't have a lot of chicken, so I got fish. But it was like, why are you so concerned when I'm ordering? Why don't you worry about yourself? You can get anything on the menu. Just leave me alone. If I want to get a hamburger or a steak, leave me alone. Why is that your concern? That's what she was doing to me a lot. I was getting fed up with it. Like, shut the fuck up. That's not what I do and what I want to eat and what I want to drink, what I want to wear is what I'm going to do. So why is it your business? I don't tell you what to wear and what to eat. I take you to a restaurant and go order what you want. I don't get in your way. And I think that's what bothers me is people trying to tell me what to do. It's not going to work. And I just say, forget it. So now she's waiting for a response from her text, and I'm like, there's nothing to respond to. What am I going to tell you? You're a pain in the ass. I don't want to talk to you. So get the hint. I'm not talking to you. And I don't like you're rude and disrespectful to me. So I don't like people like that. So we really have nothing to, I don't have anything to say to you. I'm stoic. You'll walk away. You don't sit there and vampire each other with conversation. You walk away going, this ain't working out. Hey, Daria, how are you today? That's it. I mean, so I don't know what she wants, but what are you going to talk to me about? What? That you're being rude and disrespectful, and I'm supposed to just sit there and go, well, okay. I mean, fuck off. I got nothing there. Shots of liquor and coffee. Well, I had coffee, but not shots of it. I had a lot of green tea for breakfast. I'd have about 5 scrambled eggs and bacon, and then these little rolls, and green tea and water, and I just stayed away from the yogurt, and that was it. So they have all the little coffee cakes with chocolate on them. So I had a couple of those because I'm hungry, and it's 9 in the morning, and I hated it because I don't want to eat until 11, but I can't because the buffet closes at 10. So you're fucked there. I did class out at where we ate breakfast, so that was nice. I think I showed you where I was. And that was it. So, I enjoyed it. I'm glad I got to take Jenna there and get her out of the war. From that standpoint, I didn't mind it, but I don't know. It was a weird hotel because it wasn't an elevator. It was kind of go from the lobby and you walk down, up and down to the room. It was a pain in the ass. All the steps when you went to the beach, you walked down the big hill and then you walked back up. And the walk back up was exhausting because it was, well, I'll show you. I mean, it was like a half mile straight up almost. So you can see, here's the beach. You can see, you have to walk that up, although there's staircases. You can see the problem, right? So I can see why the Roman Empire was so successful because you couldn't attack them because you'd have to shoot all the way up this hill, and they always had the height and then with the water. So this is what we're going back up. We're like this. This is the beach, and it's full around mountains. So here's a little bit of the walkway by the flowers you can see. So you're walking on a walkway, but you're going up, up we go. And then you turn around and there's these little steps. This is Positano. This is where I wanted to stay, but we couldn't because I couldn't find a hotel that was affordable. They wanted like 20 grand. Like, you got to be kidding me. So there's Jenna at Positano. Here's us on a water taxi going up to Positano. You're going fast, so I took my glasses off because if my glasses went into the water, I was fucked. And you see, it's amazing how all these houses are in the rocks, in the mountains. So you're on the boat, and there was some really nice homes. So again, here's how you walked up. So this is like the walk path to get back up to the top of the thing. And it was fucking just insanity. Here you go. So it's me going, and it's like, wait, I got to take 5 minutes to rest. My back's killing me. My knee's killing me. Don't know what that is. Here's a better look. So you're walking on this, going up, and there's Jenna. So we were sitting on these chairs. If you look underneath, it's all rocks. I tried walking to the beach without my shoes. I couldn't do it. It was too painful. So I had to wear my tennis shoes to walk on the rocks. And when you get in the water, it's all rocks. So you needed your shoes on for the beach. So it was really tough. So I would recommend staying on Positano because their beach is sand. It's not rocks. And you can see again the long, the long look. Anyway, so that'd be the vacation. Yeah, I mean, it's nice. Good weather. The whole thing is the Mediterranean. Wherever you go, you're on the coast. You're seeing the Mediterranean. Every picture, even though it's a different place, is still, you got the Mediterranean. Thank you, Bobby Bo. I'm here tempted to have my third square of dark chocolate. You can have 3. 4 is max. Just be careful. Try to have water or the salt. Have the the Celtic salt. Try to get off of the sugar. But the problem is when you run out of the candy, you then have a sweet tooth. You then want ice cream, or you want a donut, or you want cookies because you have the sweet tooth. So that's why you got to be careful with the dark chocolate, even though the dark chocolate's healthy. It's just like a go with. It's not really, and if you get really hungry, you just want to have 1 or 2. But I understand. Anyway, that's about it. So, I don't know. And I felt like Jenna's attitude is because of the war. It's been 2-3 years. She's with me. She can relax because she knows it's with me. I don't really pester her. So she probably feels very comfortable bitching at me going, it's Pasatino, not Pasatano, or the other way around. And, we did everything. We went to the different cities and we got on a taxi and we ate a lot. So I don't really know what is bothering her except for me saying the name wrong. It's like, okay, but do we really give a fuck? You're in the middle of a war. Do you care if I say Pasatino or Pasatano? And I'm saying it the way I'm reading it. That's what we do as Americans. But why are you getting so upset because I say the word wrong? Who gives a fuck? Nobody would care. So that's kind of how she was. And even her name's not Jenna. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like, I think it's with a G. I think it's Genya or something. But I'm pronouncing it Jenna because it's Jenya. So I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I'm pronouncing it the way I'm saying it. And then she gets mad. You've known me 10 years and it's not Jenya. It's not Jenya. It's Chenna, which I don't know how to, react to that. I'll just, hey, Bob, So I don't know. I tried to give her a nice vacation. If you don't appreciate it, then why would I do it again? And I'm going to do it again with Daria. I don't mind I like the vacation. I'll just do it with Daria instead. That's why you have 2 girlfriends. One treats you like shit, you don't take it. You're stoic, you just walk away from it, which is kind of what I'm doing. I'm not trying to be a shit, but she's asking for it. With all the stupid, oh, you're an idiot. You can't, I'm gonna get my chest punctured. Why? Well, read it. I don't want to read it. Don't you? You went to the doctor. Well, I have a cyst there. Well, take fucking, just take castor oil. It gets rid of bone spurs and cysts and all that shit. No, I'm doing what the doctor said. All right, then fuck off. Anyway, that's my dirty laundry. And this is why you have more than one girl. If she gets out of hand, you just tell her to fuck off. And now I'm not alone going, geez, now what do I do? That's what locks you in. You go, well, Jenna's all I got. And if I got to fix, I can't fix this. She's going to act like this. So now you're fucked. You don't have an alternative. But what I've done is created competition. And now I can say, I'll go to Daria. What's the difference? They're both fighting each other, Russia and Ukraine. Jenna says she doesn't like Russians. I says, you want to go to Turkey? She says, it's all Russian. I don't want to go there. I don't like Russians. I didn't tell her, oh, by the way, Daria is Russian. I don't really care. I've got Russian friends and Ukrainian friends. They're all, if you're nice to them, they're nice to you. Sort of like Gollum and Schmeagol. Anyway, so that's about it. I got to do my homework, and I probably need a nap because I'm at about 9 o'clock right now. I'm trying to get over the time change, but I keep at about 7, 8 o'clock, I'm on the couch and I am out. I can't keep my eyes open. And then at 5 in the morning, I'm up because it's 10 in the morning. And here's Jacksonville there in London, 2 weeks. I'm going to bet my house on Green Bay this week because Jacksonville, they don't know what day it is with the time change and everything. They're in big trouble. And I got to figure out what I'm eating for dinner. I got nothing. I ate my chicken for lunch. I was going to go to Boneyard. I think I'll go tomorrow. It's Coca-Cola Zero. So it is Coke, but it's zero. It's not sugar. I don't know if there's caffeine in it, but I don't mind. I could use the caffeine. Carbonated water, caramel color, acid, aspartame, all the deadly stuff. I shouldn't be eating it, but I wanted to wake up. Yeah, caffeine. So basically, I know this is horrible for me, but once in a while, I need sugar. I thought that the caffeine would wake me up. And that's all. I won't have this every day. I'll have it now, and then I won't eat it the rest of the week. Then I'll go to Boneyard, and I'll have ribs and chicken. But anyway, it's only a liter, so it's not that much, and we'll go from there. But no, it's not good for. I know it's not good for me. But you treat every once in a while, and if you feel a little bit down and you want to wake up, you do get that, but it's very limited. So as long as it's like you finish, you can have that fourth dark chocolate, but you don't want to go out and have a chocolate ice cream or a piece of cake because you have that chocolate thing, right? And that's what you've got to keep in mind. Just be careful. Who's Ukraine? Jenna's Ukraine. Daria's in Russia. That's why we can't meet because of the war, and I can't get there. Even if I get there, I can't use my money. And so we got to meet, and the only places she can go is Serbia or Turkey. And so we've chosen Serbia, but she needs somebody to watch her daughter, which would be her mother. And we're waiting for the mother, and she's in school. So I'm hoping Christmas time we meet. If not, I don't know what to think. I don't know if I can help her anyway, because if they go to a gold-backed currency, our dollar would be worthless. So, I told Jenna, I said, I don't know if I can help you anymore. Use the gold, find a place, sell it for spot. You're on your own now. I mean, I can't keep helping you. Sorry. I help you and you treat me like this. I don't think I'm going to help you anymore. It's disrespectful. Why are you disrespecting me? I mean, it's insane. So I assume she's got another guy, because why? You know how it is when the girl starts fighting with you, it's because she's got another guy and she wants you to leave, or you do it to the girl, right? You start yelling at her, so she leaves. She's uncomfortable. She doesn't want the yelling, so she leaves. I'm leaving you. And you're like, yeah, that's what I wanted. That's why I'm yelling at you. So it works both ways. So the yeller wants the other person to leave. So I'm assuming Daria or Jenna wants me to leave, because the way she's talking to me, oh, well, if you got another guy, good luck with that. I hope he doesn't, misspell a word. But that's kind of what I feel is happening anyway. And I'm like, fine, go. I don't care. I got Daria. I'm not worried about it. So is Daria up 42-0? Yes, he's up 72-0. Imagine them two fighting over the professor. Who would win that cat fight? Probably Jenna. Jenna would win. Daria's not as physical as Jenna. Jenna's stronger, and Jenna would win in a fight if they got down to it. But that will never happen. The Jets suck. Yeah. Can't believe they did nothing after getting Devontae Adams. Well, they got bad coordinators, and then who's their coach? What time will class be the rest of the week? Well, I'm not sure about Thursday. I might have it after the interview. I don't want to get tired by doing class and then I got the interview. So Thursday might be after the class, after the interview, but it should be probably 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow and Wednesday. We'll talk football. Then I'll go swim. I went today to try to clean my head out. So I took a sauna for like 20 minutes, which I never do. Then I jumped in the hot tub. Then I did my running, which really helps me, gets your blood going. Then I went back in the hot tub, back in the sauna. I feel a little better. I'm still a little plugged, but not as bad. I'm more awake. And we'll see. So I'll probably do the class early tomorrow, like 10, with the idea of then going to the gym and then probably getting barbecue. And that's it. So my goal would be 10 o'clock, but the interview at 2, I'm not going to fuck that up. So anyway, probably Thursday will probably be after the interview. I might go swim before, if I get there at like 10, I think about the interview a lot in the pool. The water is very helpful for that. And I'll just think about, here's what I worked, here's why I want the job, da, 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 and be relaxed. So I might go early to the pool on Thursday for the interview. Oh, you're welcome, Bobby Bo. Well, that's how I feel. She keeps Howard. Don't you hate that if somebody would say, Bobby, it's not Tuesday, it's Wednesday, or it's not 5 o'clock, it's 5:15, Bobby. And she kept doing that, Howard, and I hate that. And that's how I feel. Like, you don't want me? Fine. When my ex said, she brought up the divorce word a couple times. I said, you want a divorce? We'll get a divorce. I don't care anymore. I don't love you. I don't want to be around you. I'm very quick at saying fuck off, goodbye, and walk away. So with my ex, I just walked away. With my mother, I just walked away. My brother, I just walked away. I can't handle you people. You're a bunch of vampires. I don't want anything to do with you. And then I move on to other people. I'm very good at making friends very easily. And then if they become vampires, they see it's been nice knowing you, but you're a vampire. So that's the thing. So Jenna, you need money. I gave you gold. I told her, you're on your own now. You're going to have to, you need money, go sell the gold. I can't help you anymore because the fucking vacation was expensive. I got to pay the credit card, and I'm not coming up with more money. I know I still got to help Daria, and then I don't know what's happening tomorrow. I assume gold will be much higher soon. The dollar will collapse soon, and I need as much gold as I can have. And if I start work, my question is going to be, can you pay me in gold? I'm going to do what you should have done. Yeah, I know I'm going to make, can you pay me in gold the value of the dollar? Because I really don't want the dollar now. But what I would do is I'd take the dollars and quickly go to the gold store and switch it. Oh, I got $5,000 paycheck. Okay, here, give me 5,000 worth of gold, even though it won't be much. That's how you attack it. Like, so you should. The problem with you is, let's say it's $1 million a year for 25 years. The $1 million the first year is worth much more than the $1 million the 20th year because of the inflation. That's how you got screwed. It was a terrible decision by whoever advised you. Unfortunately, it's very frustrating for me to hear about it. I would have said, give me a lump sum and give it to me in gold. I don't want 30 years. That's really not a good thing to do. When I was offered, when I worked at the liquor company and we were sold, and they offered me $300 a month for life or $25,000. What do you think I took? I took the $25,000 so quickly their head spun. The 300 in a year is not going to be worth anything. The 25,000 I bought gold with. So that's really the way you look at it. I had a girl do that to me before a few years ago. They all do that to you. Once there's fight, okay, think about it. When they love you, they're not fighting with you. They don't want you to leave. As soon as they find somebody else or they're not happy with you, they start fighting with you because they don't want you anymore. But they don't have the balls to say, I'm not interested. So therefore, you don't know what's going on except for, I don't like this. I'm not comfortable, which is what she wants. I want you to leave. So I'm going to make things uncomfortable for you. Like, I'm going to keep calling Howard, and it's not Positano, it's Positano, and minor bullshit. And you're like, go ahead, go to the other guy. You're obviously with somebody else. Go to them. I don't give a fuck. You're treating me very disrespectfully, and I don't listen to that. As soon as that happens, I'm gone. I don't trying to heal it. Fuck no. Like when at the end of my marriage, let's go to a guidance counselor. I go, there's no reason to. I don't want to be with you. You're treating me rude and disrespectful. That's it. I don't want anything to do with you. I mean, that's as simple as it is. Why are you treating me like this? If you love me, you wouldn't. Why would you? I love you. I don't treat you rude and disrespectful. So if you start getting treated rude and disrespectful, you do the stoic thing and you say, bye-bye. You go find somebody else you can treat like this. Not me. Not happening. And I'll find another girl. And that's why you date 2 or 3 at a time. Daria doesn't treat me like that. So why the fuck should I listen to you? Now, Daria doesn't have another guy, so she's not. But I know the way the women work, and we probably work the same way. The difference is I would just say, I don't want to be with you anymore. I wouldn't start fighting and yelling, going, okay, I'm going to make it real uncomfortable so you leave. I'm just going to say, I'm not interested. Like I'm doing with Jenna now. She actually called me. She's never called me before. She called me. I didn't pick up. Like, fuck off. I don't want to talk to you. At what point do you understand I'm not responding to your text? You can call me. I don't want to talk to you. There's nothing to say. What are you going to say? You're rude and disrespectful. What's your answer? So that's kind of where I'm at with her. Although she was right about a few things on Bobby Bo, she would over exaggerate it so that I can get annoyed and say something to her. So it looks like my fault. Shake my head. It's a game. And Cy and FJs know it. Well, they become vampires, right? And they're just gnawing at you. Now, to my credit, I never responded. She's given me, Howard, it's Positano, and Howard, oh, your shirt got a stain on it. Oh my God, let me call the Russians and hang you. And she would do that a lot. Howard, Howard, Howard. And I didn't say a word. I just took it. I was being stoic. And I wouldn't give in to her. I wouldn't get into a fight and say, Jenna, what the fuck? Because that's what she wanted me to do. Otherwise, why would she do it? If you don't appreciate the trip to Italy on the coast, fuck off. I don't, what am I supposed to say? If you don't, you go with whoever you're with. Go. You want to be with somebody else? Go be with somebody. I don't care. You want a ring? I'm not going to marry you. I never said I would. You want a ring? You want to marry me? Because she wants to marry me because she found out about Daria because she was going through my WhatsApp. And I'm typing to Daria, I love you, have a nice day, when we were in Berlin, I think, or Barcelona. I think it was Berlin. And she sees Daria. So when I get back, she says, how's Daria? And I just casually said, she's fine. She's a little bit sick, but she's fine. Like, I didn't pay any attention to it. But once she found out about Daria, she wanted to marry me because she was afraid. She said, you're my man. And I said, not until I meet Daria, then we'll determine. But no, I'm not your man. Nobody owns me. So that's what it is. She's afraid to lose me to Daria. And, you're the one losing the game by doing what you're doing. It doesn't matter if she's right or not. You don't pick on her. You're in love with the girl. You don't pick on her. Oh, she does this. She puts salt on her tuna or something. I mean, you don't care. I want you to be happy. Like when I'm with Daria, I want you to be happy. Do whatever you want to do it. And that's it. I don't care about the little things. I'm more worried about what's the gold price at? What's the silver price at? How are we doing? Is the FSP at our door? I'm not worried about all that shit. So that's the point. You can't. Why are you worried that I say Positano instead of Positano? Why does that bother you? You know what I'm saying. You know the word. Or if I call you Jenya instead of Genia or whatever your name is, why does that bother you? I've been doing it since I've known you. You spell it Jenya. So of course it's Jenya because that's how it's spelled. It's never bothered you before. Now it's bothering you. And you keep Howard. Like you could tell she was really bothered anytime I made a mistake. And it really took a lot out of me to not sit there and go, fuck off, Jenna. I'm paying for the trip. Why don't you pay for it? Why don't you pay for dinner once? So I didn't, I just played it cool. I played it stoic. I hear what you're saying. It bothers me, but I'm not going to take the bait until we get home. And now I'm going to play the game. And now I'm going to say, fuck off. But I'm doing it in such a creative way. She doesn't even understand why I'm doing it. But then she said it again yesterday. She said the same thing. Oh, are you from a forest? You don't know what puncture of the chest is. You can't read. Why are you sending me this? So she's still picking on me. And I'm like, fuck, I've had enough. Go fuck yourself. I don't care. Then she finally said, I have a cyst. Well, that wasn't in the description. So again, I'm like, so she's still picking on me when we're home. So I'm like, okay, that's enough. I don't need the negative. Daria's like, good morning, my love. Okay, yeah, that's what I want to hear. Daria wants us to be happy. I said, that's all I want is a happy life with you. It's what I wanted with Jenna, but Jenna doesn't seem to want that, or she wants to be married. Okay, where are we going to live? You're going to stay in the Ukraine. I'm not going to move there because of the war. Maybe we'd get married after the war, but I'll go marry Daria after the war. I mean, who knows if this war ever ends. So I like the Ukraine. I'd live in Odessa or Lviv or somewhere like that. They're nice cities. Odessa's right on the Black Sea. But what do you want me to tell you? I'm not in love with you enough to marry you. I've been through that. I don't want that. You're my girlfriend. Fine. I love you. Yes, but I don't want to marry you where I can't still see Irina and I still can't talk to Daria. So that's kind of where I'm at. But that's what you look at, Bobby Bo. You when they like you, they are very nice to you and they want you to like them. But as soon as they start to screaming, it's wait a minute, 2 and 2 is 4. You're screaming at me. You want me to leave you? Fine, I'm leaving you. I don't need the instruction kit and let's waste another 6 months or get you a ring that I'm going to regret. So fuck off. Just okay, fine. You're not happy with me. Go to whoever you want to. I don't care. She even made a comment. You're the only guy I take money from. I go, well, go take money from other guys. Go do what Carmen did. Take money from 15 guys. I don't care. It's a business, So go take money from others. It doesn't bother me. Anyway, I'm going to go. I got to do my football. Tonight, I got a lock in another game. I bet both games. One big, one tiny. 8-0 yesterday. Very happy. I did have one lock, college pro. So I was happy with that one. The college was kind of I had some winners and I had more losers. It was a break even type of day, but hitting a perfect yesterday really helped. I don't know if I can go perfect next week with the lineup I'm looking at, but we'll have to see the line. The line makes everything. So that's why I make my own line. I got you -3 and you're -10. Yeah, we know where we're betting, or vice versa. You should be a 10-point favorite. You're 3. Yeah, I think I'll bet that team. And that's what you're looking at. Anyway, hope that helped you guys with women or your girls with guys. I mean, when you meet somebody, you're nice to them. You want them to like you. And as soon as they start yelling at you, I don't know how to tell you to fuck off. So I'm going to yell at you. So you're going to say, you know what? I'm not comfortable. I don't want to be here. Now, why can't they just say, I'm not interested anymore? I found somebody else. Oh, I don't want to hurt your feelings. And I don't want the money to stop, probably more or less. And it's like, you hurt my feelings lying to me more than you hurt my feelings yelling at me. I don't want to hear the yelling. If you just be honest, I don't care. What am I, a fucking idiot? I can deal with it. I can sense it already because I'm an INFJ. As soon as you start yelling at me, I know what's going on. So that's where I'm at. But anyway, it's just not worth it. Thank you, Bobby Bo. I try to get off into different areas. Let's check our gold. It's 414. I don't know why they're still playing around with the derivatives. 33.83 silver and 27.20 for gold. Gold should be going up because the U.S. is getting out of it at 4:15. They got another hour, and then here comes Asia, and it'll go back to 27.50. And it's amazing, 33.83 for silver. I don't know what that's waiting for, but it's amazing. Every $100, if you have 50 ounces of gold, you make $5,000. How is it not an investment? Would you rather have 50 ounces of gold or so it's 2,800, or the conversion of that in Bitcoin? What would you rather hold, right? So 50 times, let's call it 2,800. So that would be 40, like 160 grand. So would you rather have 160 grand in gold or 160 grand in Bitcoin? That's really the question that people don't answer. And people will go, oh, Bitcoin's money. Bitcoin's going to $1 million. No, it isn't. Bitcoin's going to zero because the dollar's going to zero. And when I ask that question, people don't understand it. Well, when the dollar goes out, what's Bitcoin worth? It'll go to infinity. How will it go to infinity? The dollar is what it's valued at. Oh, it'll be valued in gold. No, it won't. You don't just value it in gold. Somebody needs to do it, and nobody's in charge of it. How do you value it in gold? So this is what people don't understand. But you can't use it. So what's the point of it? And then there's countries not accepting it, like China. Italy's charging a big tax on it, which most countries do because they don't want you to use it. Gold's different. You go to the store, cash me out, off I go. So anyway, keep in mind, you don't want to be in the Titanic, in the dollars. You want to be out of the stock market, the banks, the real estate trusts, the attack on Wall Street guys. You don't want to be them because that's exactly what's about to happen. And I show you China because you can see that's what's happening in China. A lot of inflation in Russia. Daria's telling me prices are up. Ukraine, prices are up. They don't understand it's not the price going up, it's the dollar losing value. So it takes more dollars to buy the apples and oranges. I was talking to Daria about avocados. She said, well, they're $2 a piece. So I went to Walmart's yesterday and I showed her they were 98 cents or something. And I said, don't worry, I'll bring a bunch for you. And $2 a piece is not a lot for an avocado, but apparently they are in Russia now. But that's what you got to, but it's not, it's the ruble losing its value because Putin's printing the hell out of it, which is why they need to go to the gold. So we'll talk tomorrow. We'll see what's going on. I'll come on. I'll try to watch the 10, 11 o'clock crap, or at least the 10 o'clock crap can come on at 11 just to hear what's going on with the gold back currency. Is it official? Did they do it? Maybe there's no news. What's going on? Anyway, 2 games tonight. Enjoy. One's a lock. So have a good day. I will talk to everybody tomorrow, hopefully with good news on our gold. All right. Take care, everybody. Have a nice day. www.teaserking.com.